Hey, this is Anggie Watkins, your extreme encourager, coming to you live at 5. So, I'm talking today about, I hope you can see me. I'm talking today about being true to you. So, I think, in a sense, I've had a lot of stuff going on this week, and I've kind of maybe got triggered about some things. We'll see about if I get to that. But I want to really talk about being true to you. When it comes to standing for yourself, whether it's on paper, whether it's in work, life, in general, and what you do to show up for yourself. So one of the things, I consider myself extremely encouraging in general, but I've realized it was an episode even while I was doing something that I actually was not encouraging to myself. Hey Ashley, how you doing? So there are times that, we want to be encouraging, and there are times that, most people, you think about the positive things that you want to, inspire other people to be or encourage them to be, and you're one of those positive people. But sometimes, I was talking to a friend of mine, sometimes they don't understand the mental acrobats you personally may go through just in doing that for yourself or for other people in general. So one of the things I want to think about, I was taking a test, and I realized everything out of my mouth was negative about me passing the test. Now, I still don't know the results. However, it's like, how you have a conversation with people like, oh, you should be more positive. I'm like, I'm positive I didn't do well. So it's like a little bit of an oxymoron. But I want to really talk about you being true to you. So from the aspect of this, when you're in an insecure position or you feel insecure about something, you're not always that open or encouraging to other people. And I really got triggered recently about a couple of things. I went to see Black Panther for the third time. I was watching it in the Scandal, and I've said this on my own personal page, but I really want to say this now, because I really did get triggered. So this is about supremacy, or more specifically, white supremacy or any other supremacy. And so my attitude about this whole thing of anybody coming from a superior standpoint is the epitome of insecurity. It's the epitome of insecurity. So when you think or need to feel like you need to put someone else down, even yourself sometimes, but when you feel like you need to put someone else down to feel better because you want to come from a standpoint of being superior than someone over something you can't control, your skin color, your eye color, your hair texture, or whatever it is, you have no control over that. And so if you ever feel like you need to be, superior to someone just because of something that's different, this is the epitome of insecurity. So yeah, I got triggered. Because my whole standpoint is, when you can't let someone else be whatever they are, because you think it's wrong, you think it's less than, you think it's whatever the heck you think it is, I want to say something else, you are exhibiting the epitome of insecurity, because you can't let someone else stand or be what they are simply because you don't get it. Because you don't get it, you think it's wrong, and therefore is something because you don't understand. So I got triggered, and my whole point is, and again, when you are true to you, when you understand your own uniqueness, and yeah, I made an acronym, when you understand and accept your own abilities, when you accept your own sense of self, that you don't have to stand or be understood by anyone except for yourself, you can let others be. You can stand up for yourself, show yourself who you are, show yourself for who you are, and understand that if someone else doesn't like it, it's their problem. It's their issue. It's their insecurities. So you think about all the movements and the changes and things that come from people who are of different backgrounds, different religions, and different cultures that can come together. It's because they're secure in themselves. There's nothing to prove. If you can stand with someone else who's different, that doesn't take away from you. And people get it. That's where the embodiment of embracement comes from. So I mean, I'm going to put it for myself because I'm like, you have people who have problems with people with natural hair. They have problems with people who have different things going on like piercings. I'm like, so I enjoy myself being different. And I am more different now than I think I have been, in general. So if you look at me face on, or you see some of the older pictures or whatever, so you look at me face on, pretty standard. You see someone with natural hair doing her thing, whatever. But then if I show you my profile, which I'm about to do, you'll see something different. Sometimes it's the haircut, sometimes it's the ear piercing. So I'm going to say, for example, I've had several different types of people remark on my earring piercings, and they'll use the term interesting. So I told everyone who said, oh, that's interesting, I'm going to consider it a compliment and say thank you. They didn't necessarily mean it as a compliment. Interesting could be, I don't know why she got all them holes in her ears, or, that's really unique. I like that. It can range the gambit. But I decided what I was going to actually take that term for, because I'm good with it. The only time I told somebody I was concerned is if I start looking for a new job, I got to change it up a little bit, because if my hair is short enough, I'm not going to be able to cut them. To cover them up. But the whole point is, when you are being your unique self and you're standing for yourself and the epitome and the confidence that is you, you help other people accept you. And when people cannot do that, it's a their problem, not a your problem. So the fallacy that anybody, and maybe I'm oversimplifying it for some people, but the fallacy that anybody else thinks that they're more superior over something they can't deal with, can't change, have no control over, is the epitome of insecurity and stupidity in my book. So when it comes to you standing for you and what you bring to the table in your life, in your relationships, in everything, understand that you are the best thing and the best possible wrapping and possible shape, color, whatever it is you have that comes to the table in everything that you do. So when you stand for you, no one else can actually sit down on you, because you're standing for yourself in your own uniqueness, in your own creativity, in your own personality, whatever it is. If you're loud, if you're quiet, if you're flamboyant, if you're more stodgy, whatever it is, stand for you. And then other people will have no other choice but to stand however they want to stand. You can teach people how to stand with you, you can teach people how to stand for you, but you first need to stand for you. What you do, how you feel, how you want to approach the world, how you think of the world. But the other part is, you standing for you doesn't take away from anyone else in their stance. So I wanted to encourage you to stand for you. And yeah, there's a little bit different take today. Probably in the month of May I may change up the time from when I go live. But I really wanted to, it's been on my mind for a minute. Like I said, I've done it on my personal page. But I really want to make sure, or at least encourage you, to make sure you stand for you. Because as long as you're in your corner, you can actually encourage other people to stand in your corner. Don't sit down on you. Don't sit down on what you do. Don't sit down on what you believe. But the most important part is, when you believe in you, it doesn't take away what other people believe in themselves. And you are no more superior than anyone else. You may be better at some things because you have experience and skill. But as a person, race, whatever, no one is more superior than the other. We are all different, and we can all work those differences together. You don't have to agree with them, but you can accept them. So until next time, this is Anggie Extreme. Encourage you to talk to you live. 4 or 5, I went over a little bit, but I hope this helps somebody. If you want to talk about certain things, about how you're standing for yourself in your job, your resume, and your life, give me a holler. AR Watkins at RashiMatrix.com. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.